This is not Bob Staunton, genius broadcaster and throat-clearing phlegm spitter. Are you intelligent? If not, then subscribe and like the Tommy Boyds Shrine YouTube channel. This hour is all about witches. I've always wanted to be hot inside a witch's cauldron. Give me grot bags any time. I'd have shown her my pink windmill. The rod in question is not Rod Hull.
Tommy Boyds Show.
This must be where pies go when they die.
You're the most cold-blooded man I've ever seen.
How can you have any meat if you don't eat your pudding?
The Tommy Boyds Show.
Back and to the left. Yeah.
The show with more endurance than radiation itself.
You say either, and I say either.
Apparently official.
Stand by, please.
Tommy Boyds.
Apparently official.
Have you no compassion?
Stand by, please.
Let's rehang the pictures in the gallery of life.
There's no escaping here.
Tommy Boyds.
Good morning. Can I suggest you make a note of the number, free call 0500 10 53 89. If you listen to the show, you're going to need it by the phone sometime. You never know when it might be that, today's the day that you do call. It will be good to talk to you, make a contribution. I actually need the help of 3 or 4 or half a dozen female guinea pigs in this first part of the programme. If you're by the phone and if you can spare me 10 minutes, it's a little survey I'd like to conduct. It's germ-free, it's completely harmless. There's a theory that I'd like to put to the test. If you're a woman, it's not men, it couldn't be a man. No man could possibly achieve this. But if you're a lady, and if you listen to the show, and if you can help me out on this occasion, it's a very simple survey. It's 10 questions, and you only have to answer yes or no. And you don't even have to betray on air which ones you answered yes to and which ones you answered no to. All I'll do is come to you after the 10 questions and say how many yeses. It's a bit like the surveys that they do in so many magazines these days. The number again is free call 0500 10 53 89. Free call 0500 10 53 89. I had a little tete-a-tete, a bit of a Barney really with Jane last night. So just about the time the football would have been starting, I went off to the Oily Toad, which is a new pub that's opened in the shadow of the cathedral where I live. I said I'd meet Mick there, but he didn't show. God knows why. It was a lousy match. So I got talking. And the place was quite empty. I got talking to a young lady who, first thing I noticed was that she didn't seem in the slightest bit to notice that I was old enough to be a father. Young lady, wearing purple and lilac, with black fingernails and silver jewellery, black hair, and a hat, which you don't see very often these days, but not a floppy hat like students wear. A proper hat, a sort of a cross between a pillbox and a top hat, kind of crushed, and boots. Am I giving you the picture? Well, we chatted. She was great. There was something mysterious in a wicked way about her. And as the conversation went on, smitten, yes, a bit, in a harmless sort of way, because I'm a reasonably happily married man, but I'm entitled to my own thoughts. Anyway, after we've been talking for half an hour or so, some people of hers arrived, and she made her Cheerios and went, but not before I'd managed to piece together who she was. Although she's studying Russian literature, she makes her money as an artist's model, this girl. All right? But what she really does and what she really is, and, I really wanted to go, what? When she told me, I wanted to go, what? And I wanted to tell me more and more about it, because I'd never met one before of these. And finding myself smitten, I wondered what it would be like to have a relationship with a woman who was one of these. And I know that some men have. And I know that there are some women who listen to this programme who almost certainly are, whether they know it or not, one of these. Or was she? Well, I'll tell you in just a second. I'll tell you what she was in just a second. But first of all, let's do the survey. We've got our team of guinea pigs. And let me rack them up now and say a quick hello and thank you to Susan in Poole. Hello, Susan.
Hello.
You got a pencil, piece of paper?
I have.
All you need to do is write down yes or no. It's 10 questions, all right?
Okay.
And then I'll come to you and say how many yeses, all right?
Okay.
Good. Banny's in the West Midlands. Banny?
Hello?
Oh, Helen, I'm sorry. Helen, it's you.
Hiya.
Helen in Hertfordshire.
Yeah.
Got a pen?
I have.
OK, won't take 2 minutes. Thanks for doing this. I appreciate it very much. I've done it around the office, and it's raised a few eyebrows. Sharon in Kings Lynn, hi.
Hiya.
Thanks for taking part.
Thank you.
Got a pen?
I have indeed.
Won't take 2 ticks.
Right.
Let's see how many people we can stack on the jury. Moira in North London, hello.
Hiya.
Moira,
Hi.
you all set?
Yep.
It's very easy.
Yep.
But listen, if there are any questions anybody wants to ask for clarification, just shout, all right?
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
And Banny in the West Midlands and Teresa in Andover, I know you're there and I know you're poised. I can't have a word with you just yet. We can't overload here. But do play the survey. And do it yourself. Male or female, but I think it's something that only applies to women. OK, ladies, here we go. Number 1. Do you believe in alternative medicine? If you do, just put a Y. Put a yes. Do you believe in it? Do you believe it? You know, do you maybe sometimes even use it? That's question 1. Question 2. Do you have a small, close group of girlfriends? Yes or no? Is question 2. Question 3. Have you ever had any kind of a premonition? Even if it's something small, like suddenly thinking to yourself, I wonder how Joanne is, and the phone rings and it's her. Okay, so question 3, yes or no, have you ever had any kind of a premonition? Question 4, do you have an enthusiastic laugh? Do you laugh loud and long if someone makes you laugh? Yes or no? Question 5, does black suit you? Black dress, black jeans and T-shirt, whatever. Is it a colour that shows you off? It's a good colour for you. Not necessarily the right colour for you, but if it is the right colour for you, then you want to write yes in capitals. That's question 5. Question 6, are you on the same wavelength as some animals, particularly cats? Who's laughing?
Sorry.
Who's cackling?
That wasn't me. It was me.
Who's me?
Sue.
And cackle. Question 6, can you make a good soup?
No, that was question 6.
Yeah, that was question 6. Yeah, 7.
You're on 7 now.
Question 7, can you add up? No, I made that up. That was sort of spontaneous humour. Question 7, can you make a good soup? Yes or no? Question 8, this is a difficult one. Do you believe midwives are more use at childbirth than male doctors?
Do you have don't knows?
Yes. I mean, don't know.
Unsure.
Question 9, have you ever had a verruca? Or a wart anywhere? And question 10, have you ever encouraged a man to be reckless knowing it might backfire on him?
Yeah.
Is question 10. Okay. Let me get a pen. Come in the studio without a pen. Don't worry about it. Here we are. Right. Susan and Paul, how many yeses?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
9?
Yes.
Okay. Susan has 9 yeses. Helen in Hertfordshire, how many yeses?
6.
6. Sharon?
9.
9?
9, yeah.
Moira?
8.
8.
Yeah.
Okay. Helen, I think we can say thank you for taking part, but goodbye to you.
Okay, why's that?
You're obviously not one of these. Let me bring in Banny in the West Midlands. Banny, are you there?
My name is Bonnie.
Bonnie, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
How many yeses, Bonnie?
9.
9. Right, let's see whether we can overload the system and bring Teresa in Andover in as well. Teresa, are you there? I've got a problem with Teresa. Listen, Moira, you only scored 8.
Yeah, that's right.
Which is huge, but that's still not as big as a 9.
Not good enough.
I'll just say cheerio to you. Thank you for playing. Let's just see whether we can get... Was it Teresa? Teresa, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Good. How many out of 10?
9.
You're a 9 too. So I've got Susan, Sharon, Bonnie and Teresa, who all scored 9 out of 10 on this test. Which one did you say no to, Susan?
Number 6.
Are you on the same wavelength as cats? Sharon, which one did you answer no to?
I said no to number 1.
Do you believe in alternative medicine? Bonnie, which one did you miss out on?
I said no to number 2.
Do you have a close group of girlfriends? And Teresa?
6.
You said no to 6 as well, which is on the same wavelength as cats.
Yeah.
What I'm going to tell you, ladies, is this, and you probably spotted this coming a mile off, haven't you? You know what you are, don't you?
No.
You're what this girl was I met in the pub last night.
A floozy.
Oh, let me hear that laugh again.
No, that was me. I'm not doing that again. I am doing that again.
There it is. There it is. You know what you are, don't you?
A floozy.
Witches.
Witches? Oh, how wonderful. I've always wanted to be a witch.
Witches!
Oh, wonderful. I've been called a bitch, but never a witch.
I find that a real compliment. That's fantastic.
Yes, so do I. I think that's wonderful.
Well, it is a compliment because I've never met a man who didn't fancy a witch. You know, it goes back to Bewitched, the programme.
Yeah.
And then there was The Witches of Eastwick. And did you see the latest Addams Family with Angelica Houston?
No.
Anyway, thanks for taking part.
You're welcome. Excellent show, by the way.
You're kind, and I think that's possibly cleared something up. But it's opened a few doors, hasn't it, for a discussion. Are you a witch? Did you score 9 out of 10? This is based on an old test that was used by the Witchfinder General to establish whether a woman was a witch some 300 years ago, and 9 out of 10 would have had you hanged. Hanged. I'm shouting, someone's shouting burned. No, no, Andrew, we only ever burned one witch. I've done my homework. We only ever burned one witch in England. Generally, they were hanged. Free call 0500 10 53 89. That's the agenda between now and 4 o'clock. Witches. I'm Tommy Boyd. This is Talk Radio. There's a good argument for listening.
3,
Barney,
4,
McGrew,
5,
Cuthbert,
6,
Dibble,
7,
Boyd.
1, 2, 3, 4.
But it's extraordinary that now, in 1998, there's something extremely attractive about the idea that a woman is a witch, isn't there? I mean, who can honestly say that his heart wouldn't leap if his girlfriend suddenly swung round to him one evening and said, actually, besides everything else you know about me, I'm a witch. Free call 0500 10 53 89. But have you ever been out with a witch, sir? Have you ever been out with a witch? And when it actually comes to the end of the evening, if you catch my drift, I mean, is it any different? A free call 0500 10 53 89. Chris calls from Northants. You're on Talk Radio, Chris. Hi.
Well, this is good to know, Tommy. Apparently, I'm a witch.
Wow.
I got 9 out of 10. I thought I got 9 out of 10. My husband says I got 10 out of 10.
Well, you're in the lead, aren't you?
Apparently so.
What makes him think you're a witch?
Well, I never really thought about it. I do have a long black cloak. My daughter used to tell her friends when she was younger that I was a witch because I have a long black cloak.
Yes. But do you weave any... can you kind of get them to do things, your family, without them really knowing that you're manipulating them? I mean, can you work some kind of a magic on them?
Well, they probably say I could, but I'm not too sure.
Right.
I do try.
Do you believe in spells? Not in a hocus-pocus way, but do you believe that you can kind of put a hex on somebody?
Yes.
If you think enough venom in their direction long enough.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, you can, can't you?
Yes.
You can get them. You see them 2 weeks later and they've got a really nasty boil on their cheek.
Yes.
And you think, yeah. Right.
I like to think things like that.
Yes. Chris, thank you for your call.
Okay.
10 out of 10. Free call 0500 10 53 89. Are you a witch? Would you like to be a witch? I'd like you to be a witch. You remember TVAM? They had a senior sports reporter who was fired after he was exposed by one of the Sunday papers. Exposed? Where's the harm in this? He liked his girlfriends to dress up as witches. And to tell him that they were going to boil him in oil. It's not a sacking offence, is it? And I'm sure it strikes a chord with a good few men. Free call 0500 10 53 89. Witches. I'm Tommy Boyd. This is Talk Radio. There's a good argument for listening.
Danny Baker.
The millennium bug will affect him.
Now that's what I call English. All this week on Talk Radio with IKEA. They're Swedes, aren't they?
The Tommy Boyd Radio Experiment.
Elsa's in the kitchen.
Hey, girls, why not phone up Tommy now and tell him what a jug-headed, peanut-brained, weasel-faced, fourth magnitude misfit from the 70s he is on free call 0500 1053 89.
Yeah, maybe I am, but if I am, then so's every bloke. Because what you hear is what you get. I just open my heart. You probably know more about me than you do about your own husband. Because I just am prepared to let you in. But what have I got to hide? Nothing. There are times I think you know more about me than I do. I was talking to a woman in a pub last night and it turned out that she was a witch. And I was attracted. I found it very stimulating. It was sexy. There. It was. It just was. You know, the idea that there may have been something more to the usual business of flirtation, attraction, something gets done about it, and then it's an embarrassing weekend, you know, that may involve costumes and darkness and funny music played backwards and candles and stuff and spells and goats, I don't know. It was interesting. It was interesting. Or maybe I'm getting old, I don't know. Dave calls from Watford.
Hi, Tom.
Dave, hi, boy.
I went out with the witch, Tom.
How long ago was this?
This was about 4 years ago now.
How long for?
Well, it was off and on for about a year.
Did she tell you she was a witch, or did you piece it together?
I pieced it together.
Go
I
on.
used to talk to her, I used to ask her, and she'd just smile.
Yeah.
And her eyes would change.
Her eyes?
Her eyes would change. They'd narrow.
Yeah.
Almost like a cat, almost cat-like.
Yeah.
And then she'd just smile at me.
Yeah. This girl last night, she had big eyebrows.
Oh, yeah?
You know what I mean?
Well, maybe a peculiar shape. I don't know about big.
Yeah. And she liked to hint at things, and then when you'd follow it up, she'd go, "Oh, nothing, no." Is it?
Yeah, and that got your interest, I would imagine.
Yeah. What's she up to now, this woman?
I haven't got a clue. I'd keep well clear of her. She scared me in the end.
Right. Oh, yeah. Yeah, but in a nice...
At first it was exciting, but then it got a bit scary.
Really?
She'd make things happen and...
No.
And, yes, for sure.
Really? Like what?
Well, like if I was... maybe if I was going to take an exam, I'd be worried about it. And she said, don't worry. You'll get 60%, and I did.
There.
Bit weird, eh?
Do you know what this woman said to me last night?
What's that?
Well, some of her friends arrived, okay? It's a couple of blokes and about 4 girls. And she went off, she said, there's my best friend is there. She said, and we're going off to a party afterwards. And I said, oh, that sounds interesting, kind of meaning, can I come?
Yeah.
And she said to me, I don't think you're ready for this kind of a party yet.
I bet you really wanted to go then.
Not many, Benny. Drive safely. What a wonderful world. The world of the witch. Now, this was out towards the sticks, and it does occur to me that if you live in rural parts, you're more likely to know more about witchcraft. You're more likely to be a witch, or be involved in a coven, or be going out with somebody who is a witch, than if you live in the town, I would have thought. The Industrial Revolution meant that all non-witches simply moved to the smoke to work in the factories. I think to be a witch, you've got to be close to nature, haven't you? I don't know. Free call 0500 1053 89. Star calls from Somerset.
Hello?
Hello, Star.
Hello.
Are you a witch?
Yes, I am.
Fantastic.
Well, I thought about a phone because I don't think you're going to get a true witch. So I thought I'd better phone because you want to speak to a sexy witch.
What makes a true witch? Because I don't need you to tell me what makes a sexy witch.
A true witch, you get a lot of cosmics who make out they are, but they're not. And when they find out about the real thing, and then, they are frightened.
Yeah. So, now that you are a witch, what do you do?
What do I do? Lots of things.
Witchy-wise?
Witchy-wise, healings.
Do you?
Yeah.
What about damaging? Do you ever...
No.
No?
Never. No true witch will ever do any harm to anybody else. Or anything else.
No.
No.
But you could lead a bloke up the garden path.
I could do.
And indeed do.
Well,
because we're the enemy, aren't we?
What, men?
A bit.
Well.
Yeah?
But there are men witches as well.
That sounds wrong. That's wrong. That's like gay rugby teams. That's wrong.
No,
that's all wrong.
No, there are male witches.
Well, let's leave them out of the equation, shall we?
Right, okay.
How long have you been a witch?
For as long as I can remember.
Well, since you were little?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, my mum's a witch as well, so...
Is she really? Is it genetic?
Well, I am a hereditary witch, yeah.
A hereditary witch. So that is very much like Bewitched with Samantha.
Yeah, because her mum was a witch as well, and I'm hoping my daughter will be as well.
You're hoping, so it's not guaranteed?
Oh, not guaranteed. No, I won't pressurise her or teach her. You know, it's up to her to choose.
Right. So what signs will you look for in your daughter then, before you can be sure that she is a witch?
Love for nature. Just, respect for all living things.
How much did you score on the witch test?
9.
9. Which one was a no for you?
I haven't got any warts.
Not even a verruca?
No.
You've got a daughter and you haven't got a verruca?
No,
Are you sure? Have you looked lately?
I'm positive.
No warts?
Nope. Nowhere.
No.
I know how to get rid of them, though.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Where do you get a toad in Islington? Go on, then how do you get rid of warts?
You charm them.
You charm them?
Yeah, you wish them away.
Really?
Yeah. That's a basic spell.
How many other spells have you got?
Oh, more than you can imagine.
Where do you get... Can you get books on spells?
Oh, yeah, you can get lots of books.
Have you had any tutoring as a witch?
Kind of. Yeah, but now for the status I am, I teach other people now who come to me to learn.
Is there a fee?
No.
You do it...
Do it for nothing.
For love?
Yeah, it's no cost.
Isn't that fantastic? Have you ever put an evil spell on anybody? Because, let's face it, some people do deserve it.
No, I haven't, but I have thought of it.
Well, supposing Stalin was still alive.
Right.
Would you have been prepared to put an evil spell on Stalin?
Don't know. It's awkward.
No.
Because it comes back on you.
Oh, does it?
Yeah. Yeah, if you send something negative out, it comes back on you threefold.
Now, being a witch...
Yeah.
Presumably makes it easier for you to snag a man.
Well, I've already got one anyway.
I know.
I snagged him, yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
But I would imagine that witches can snag their man a lot easier than non-witches.
Oh, yeah. There's plenty of love spells to do.
Is that sufficient reason to want to be a witch?
No.
No.
No, not just to get a man.
No.
No.
So if somebody came to you and said, I want to be a witch because I want to get this bloke who's the barman down at the Oily Toad, you'd say no, not good enough.
I'd say no, that's not a good reason to be a witch, but I could help you myself by trying to attract these two people together.
Can you walk into a room and spot another witch?
Yes.
How?
By the feeling, the vibe they give off, or the symbols they wear, just how they are and how you sort of connect.
Talking to me, how close am I to being a witch or a warlock, would you guess?
There's no such thing as a warlock, not in, old witchcraft beliefs.
Right.
Because a male witch is still a witch, not a warlock.
Okay.
Right. How close are you?
How witchy am I?
Well, I don't know, really.
You can't tell just from listening to somebody?
No, you sound quite grounded and quite with it and, relaxed and, open-minded, so I wouldn't know.
It was very nice talking to you.
Right, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Blessed be.
Blessed be. It's ever so sexy. It is. In a recent poll, one of those men's magazines, the GQ, FHM, all that lot, that tribe, they did a poll of the 100 sexiest women of the century. And I think it was won by Ava Gardner, partly because she's a very statuesque, handsome woman, but also apparently because she was really good fun in Hollywood, if you know what I mean. And the usual suspects were there. Madonna was in there, and Ursula Andress was in there. But I couldn't help but notice that languishing at number 53 in the 100 most sexy women of the 20th century was that woman who played Samantha in Bewitched. Did you ever see the TV program, the black and white program? She had two husbands. There was Dick York, and then he got fired, and he was replaced by a man called Dick Sargent York, which always made a few people wonder just what went on there, whether that was something witchy, because they looked alike. Anyway, Darren, I forget her name, the actress who played her, but the caption next to her picture said that there was nary such thing as a small boy who didn't watch this programme from America with Samantha as a witch and didn't have their first happy stirrings. And that's true. That is true. And it wasn't just because she was a pretty lady, which she was, but not particularly. No, it was just this way she used to be able to control everything, move everything around the room. I tell you, it was hard. Free call 0500 10 53 89. If you've just arrived at the radio, we're discussing witches and why so many men find them fantastic. Eveline calls from Lancashire.
Hello.
Eveline, hello.
Hello. I'm sitting here looking at Pendle Hill, which of course is witch country.
It is?
It is.
I didn't know that.
Did you not?
What cuts it out as witch country?
Oh, it's tradition going back hundreds of years over here.
Right.
Yeah. It's one of the big tourist things.
Mm-hmm.
Right, the reason why I'm phoning is I've been asked recently would I like to train to be a witch.
Who by?
A friend of a friend, basically.
Yeah. What's in it? What's in it for you?
What's in it for me? I don't know.
No.
What?
No, nor do I know what's in it for you. Did you see that programme last night about the Church of the something or other in London, the Church of the Christ of the something or other in London, where all it's about is recruiting?
No.
They're not really bothered about you once they've hooked you. Maybe it's the same with witches?
I wouldn't like to say. I don't get that impression.
Just depends really on how much spare time you've got.
That's very true.
Yeah.
But the last lady said, yes, it's all free.
Yeah.
And it is.
Yeah.
But the person who wants to train me is a man.
Oh, that sounds a bit sinister.
And he doesn't want to train just me, but he wants to train someone else as well.
He wants to start his own coven.
Yeah.
Well, obviously you've got to be careful. Tell people where you're going when you leave for the sessions, but might be fun.
Well, I feel curiosity is overtaking intelligence with me at the moment, and I keep going. And I keep coming home and thinking, oh, was that wise? But I'm constantly drawn back.
Well, so I think most people would be, really. I mean, life can't be too interesting, can it? I mean, it can be too tiring, it can even be too friendly. But, nothing can be too interesting, can it? Hmm?
Oh, that's true.
Eh?
That's true.
Uh-huh.
I feel I ought to warn you, and maybe everybody else. You were talking about predicting things.
Yes.
One thing I can do is predict what's going to be popular or fashionable.
Yes.
And believe me, you're going to see an awful lot more about witches.
Really? Sounds good.
Yeah.
Thanks for your call.
Okay, bye.
The number's... Well, if you're a witch, you don't need me to tell you the number. No. Free call 0500 10 53 89. Daniel's on the line from Milton Keynes. Hello, Daniel.
Hello.
Afternoon.
Afternoon. Well, I actually know two witches. One is sexy and the other one isn't so sexy.
Right.
There was one night, because where I'm working, she invited me out. I thought, this is a bit dodgy. She's either after something or whatever.
Yeah.
So I actually went up with her. She was semi-naked anyway because of the clothes she wears. And we pulled up to Clophill near Milton Keynes, which is basically was a church which faced north for some reason.
Mm.
Yeah, and that was a big thing, big symbol. So she got out of the car, got undressed, and started running away. And in the distance, I could see a fire, like a bonfire. And there was other naked people. There was about, 6, 7, 8 people dancing around. And it scared me.
Well, you're getting in way over your head here, aren't you?
Yeah, that's it. It really did scare me.
I would never want to be involved in any activity if I thought there was a possibility that there was going to be another naked man.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
I think that's perfectly normal.
Mm.
Don't you?
Yeah.
You know? Did she tell you she was a witch before she ran naked off towards the fire?
Really? She just told me, do you fancy coming,
Yeah.
to Clophill with me? And I goes, yeah, fair enough, yeah.
You see, I think one of the ways you can spot a witch in 20th century Britain is that they are more likely to ask you out than to wait to be asked.
Yeah.
I don't know why that is.
Well, to be quite honest, if I would have known before I went, I wouldn't have gone.
But you're glad you did?
I'm glad I did because I know...
You've seen something, haven't you?
I've seen something, and it's something that I probably will never see again in my life.
Well, keep watching the skies, Daniel. Thank you for your thoughts and your experience and your warning. Graham calls from the West Midlands. Good afternoon, Graham. You're on Talk Radio.
Hello, Tommy.
Graham.
Tommy, there's no fool like an old fool. You were taken in last night. You're standing there, sad old man, standing at the bar. Some young girl looks over, thinks she's away getting some free drinks there, that guy at the bar. You fall for it, hook, line and sinker.
I'm a better judge of human nature than that, Graham. You obviously haven't been listening to this show for very long.
Oh, I have.
There's not much I don't know about dear old humanity, you know. I love its face.
Yeah, but the girls are good at it, aren't they? You know, let them see a sucker a mile off.
Graham, the girls might be good at it, but I'm good at girls.
Well, what was you doing standing on your own, waiting for someone to come and speak to you?
I explained all of that.
You were stood up.
No, I wasn't.
I can understand why your wife gets annoyed with you. You go
I went out for a beer and Mick was late. I mean, I think what happened was Owen scored the goal, and so he thought he'd hang on for another half an hour to see if there was a landslide, which there wasn't. And I don't like standing in a pub on my own because I'm naturally gregarious. And she was on her own as well. And so I raised my eyebrows and she raised her eyebrows back. We were only 6 feet apart at the bar. So I just hauled my Guinness drink over and off we went.
That's how they do it.
Oh, she put a hex on me, did she?
Of course. I mean, she was there. She thought, well, you know, get hard-earned money off this guy over there.
She did, right?
I bet you're dipping into the housekeeping as well, aren't you?
Right, well, what you're talking about is a form of witchcraft, isn't it? Yes.
I don't see the connection, really.
Yes, you do. If she wrapped me around a little finger, that's a form of witchcraft, isn't it?
No, women just do that generally to men.
Well, that's witchcraft.
Suckers.
That's witchcraft.
Well, all women are witches.
Well, wonderful. I'm glad to hear it.
I've met witches, and they just don't go around chatting up blokes like that.
Yes. Yes.
You were a soft touch.
You're just jealous because you haven't been chatted up by a witch in the pub recently.
I thought I would be a bit uneasy if I was chatted up by a witch. You don't know what they're going to do, do you?
No, well, you'll find out one day, assuming you're as good-looking as me.
Well, I've seen your picture on the telly.
Well, I've never seen yours. Free call 0500 1053 89. Sorry, I have to bat that annoying insect away, but we have a serious discussion on our hands here, which is the volume of witchcraft being practiced in Britain today. And the all-important question, which as a journalist I must ask, whether it's serious or not. Does it concern you? Free call 0500 1053 89. I'm Tommy Boyd. This is Talk Radio. There is a good argument for listening.
The time has come for us to take off the gloves and listening.
Tommy's just had double glazing put in.
Yes, and besides the cost of the installation, the window cleaner's bill is now £12.50 a time. So, stay where you are. We're discussing witches. It seems that they do exist. A lot more women are witches than know it. And there are plenty that know it, but plenty that don't. And as we pick our way through the definition of a witch, I'm beginning to wonder whether I might be one myself. They like nature. They're good with people. They care. Jason calls from Southampton. You're on Talk Radio. Hello, Jason.
Love you, Tommy. Love your show.
Thank you.
That's all right. Tom, I want to blow away a couple of myths, mate. This is not an exclusively female activity.
No.
In fact, the two people that are most responsible for modern witchcraft in this country today were fellas.
Is that right?
It is. Alex Sanders and Gerald Gardner. They kicked it all off in about the 1940s. And also, for any form of witchcraft coven to exist, you have to have some sort of polarity. So it's very much a male and female thing. And you'll find that most witches are not sexy at all. They're generally middle-aged women.
Excuse me.
Go on.
Excuse me.
Go on.
Excuse me.
Well, Tom, at your age, I know you might find middle-aged women very sexy,
Did you see Baroness J yesterday talking about the future of the House of Lords?
No, I missed that.
That was a sexy lady.
Fair enough. I'll go along with that.
60-something.
Right. But is she a witch?
Well, let's talk about that another day. All I'm saying is that you can be middle-aged and sexy.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah?
All right. Yeah, no,
Okay.
I'll take that back.
Thank
Otherwise,
you.
I'm going to get an earful. Right. Yeah, you can be middle-aged and sexy, but most witches are not 20 years old, dressed in long, flowing black coats and bright lipstick. I mean...
No, but you get them.
Yeah, you certainly do.
Okay.
But they tend to drop out after a little while because it doesn't suit their lifestyle. What they'll find is that most witches in this country are very dedicated people, and that witchcraft is actually a religion as opposed to an orgy by a fire.
Let me get this straight. You are an ex-witch.
Yes, you could say that, yeah.
Okay, so you know what you have to do to become a witch.
Mm-hmm.
Well, look, I wonder if we'll take calls. We'll have you as our expert witch.
Oh, no, don't do that.
Oh, no, I'm going to do it anyway.
All right.
Babs has called from Slough, and she has a question for our witch, Jason, in Southampton. Babs, you're through to the expert.
Oh, thank you.
Hello, Babs.
Hello. I'm in the kitchen baking, and I've got my cat sitting beside me. And I got 10 out of 10. So now, at 65 years of age, somebody's told me I'm a witch.
Yeah.
What do I do now?
Jason.
Wow. do you read tarot, Babs?
Do I read the tarot cards? No, I've got some.
You've got some, but you don't read them.
But I've never done it, no.
Right.
I sent off for some, but I've never done it.
Absolutely. What I would do is there's a magazine called Prediction.
Have you got your own magazine?
No, not me. No,
I mean witches.
No, Tom, no, there's no ulterior motive to this.
No, what I'm saying is witches have got their magazine.
Absolutely, loads of them.
Fantastic.
There are stacks of witches magazines
So
out
down
there.
to W.H. Smith's and get the witch magazine.
You can. You certainly can, Tom.
Fantastic.
If you pick up this magazine called Prediction, if you look in the back of there, Prediction, there's all sorts of new age and occult contacts in there, numbers you can phone, do that.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
that'll start you off.
Well, Jason, you probably answered everybody's question in one fell swoop there. Because I thought it was going to be like the Masons. You know, you had to wait to be asked.
Get off. Tell you what, Tom, you wouldn't know a witch if one lived next door to you because they're all extremely normal people.
Yeah, until they
Oh,
start
thank goodness for that.
practicing witchcraft.
But that's not casting black magic and things like that, Tom. Witchcraft's a religion. In fact, the religion is called Wicca, W-I-C-C-A.
Saw the movie with Edward Woodward.
No, that's the Wicker Man, Tom. But same principle,
I'm
mate.
concentrating, it shows, doesn't it?
Same principle.
Jason, I'm very grateful for your call. And Babs, good luck with your career as a witch.
Thank you very much.
Isn't that great?
I'll let you know if I can start casting spells and things and they actually work. I'll let you know.
Look forward to it. Thank you very much for your call. We go to Sean, who calls from Slough. Sean, you're on Talk Radio.
Hiya, Tommy, or should I say the Grand Witch Finder? You are a big-time witch.
Am I?
Because you know what makes people tick. And witchcraft is a very earthly thing. It's nothing to do with, like, the heavens or metaphysics. It's earthly things, and you know what makes people tick. And that's what witchcraft is. By the way, I love you and your double glazing. Now, if I was a double glazing salesman, and I spend 4 hours in your home uninvited, and I eventually persuade you to buy my double glazing, then I have achieved something of a witch-like nature.
Yes.
Witchcraft is only knowing what makes people tick. That's
So
all
most
it is.
good salesmen and women are witches.
It's that kind of power. It equates to the same power. It's just getting someone to persuade them to do something they don't really want to do.
Right,
And that's
so
why-
someone successful like Bill Clinton, right? One of the most politically successful politicians, you know, with the polls and everything, and the opinion polls now about him. He's very manipulative. He can get people going on his side. He's a witch.
That's a pretty big-time witch, is it not?
I suppose so. By your
it's-
definition, yeah.
Yeah, it's an earthly thing. That's why I got against these so-called white witches. I mean, they talk about if you put a curse on somebody, it's going to come back to you. That's bullshit. These people can't turn their light. The way it is, these white witches, they just can't quite turn their back on Christianity and the concept of guilt. You know, if you put a curse on somebody that's hurt you or hurts you or someone in your family, then why shouldn't you destroy them? Don't feel conscious about it. Go ahead and put a curse on them.
Absolutely. Stick pins in an effigy.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, don't feel conscious about it. That's just Christianity backwards.
Listen,
I mean,
you know
that's not all that.
you know your onions, and you've reminded me of something we couldn't find out just before the programme came on air. This country used to have an official witch finder, didn't it?
That's right, yeah.
A witch finder general. His name was
Yes,
Matthew...
it was, Vincent Price.
That was the movie, I think.
Yeah.
But it wasn't actually. I think it was Oliver Reed. No, I'll tell you who it was. It was, Richard Harris.
Was it? I can assure you it was Vincent Price.
Oh, well, anyway, what was his name? Matthew? Was it Matthew?
Is this like going way back, 400 years or so?
In real life, we really had a witch finder general in Britain.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. A woman was tried for witchery in the Second World War. Apparently she was suspected of passing on secrets to the Germans.
Really?
Oh, there was a court trial, yeah.
There was a woman on the Isle of Wight during the war who kept sending the Germans all these secrets about the Isle of Wight, right?
Right.
Just because she didn't like people on the Isle of Wight.
Or who can blame her?
No, sure, next time. But thank you very much indeed for your call. No, it's now That's What I Call English, next on Talk Radio.
This is definitely not Bob putting a funny voice on. Click like and subscribe to the Tommy Boyd Shrine YouTube channel, and we may get more Bob Staunton. Now, if you'll excuse me, I am going to stick laxatives in Tommy Boyd's coffee. If he won't call it quits, I'll make him strain with the squits.